Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Today, I want to talk about the British Championships is coming up in a few days' time. So I'm going to be one of the commentators at the event. There's also Adam Hunt as well. There's also, I think, Natasha Reagan is pitching in, Matthew Sadler. But the main prize for the British Championships, there's many events in the British Championships itself, but the main prize is £10,000. So it's quite a big prize. The first year I played, when it was 10,000, was 1997, but I believe it's kind of fluctuated since then. I think it's gone down to less than 5,000 at some point. Um, I mean, to be honest with you, we complain about the prize money in the British and how it should be more, but in reality, it's quite a big prize for that quality of tournament, for the players that are playing. Now, I've said the odds just as a joke, right? I've said the odds for the British, this is completely subjective. So I'm interested to hear what your comments are. So the odds I've said are David Howe is 9 to 4, Michael Adams 9 to 4, 5 to 1 Luke McShane, 13 to 2 Gawain Jones, 16 to 1 Shreyas Royal, 25 to 1 Daniel Fernandez, who by the way is not playing. He seems to have withdrawn for the event. I think he was originally down in the entries, but he's not playing now. 33 to 1 Amit Gartzi, 50 to 1 Stuart Conquest, 80 to 1 Bar. I've also, as a joke, I put up people like Paul McWarney, Simon Williams. So 250 to 1 Paul McWarney, 100 to 1 Simon Williams. Somebody said, relatively I like Gawain at these odds. What a rude awakening he gave to Adams. I put my virtual pound on Gawain. So a lot of people going for Gawain. Fernandez isn't currently on the entry list. So if we look at those players at the top, so Michael Adams is actually an 8-time winner of the British Championships. However, in the time that I've been playing, every time that Michael Adams has entered, he's always won it. So the only reason why I would post, why is he not odds on? So you could argue he should be like 6 to 1 on, right? Well, the reason he's not, in my opinion, is, well, David Howard is playing, who's higher rated, slightly higher rated, or there's not much in it. Luke Shane is playing, who's also very strong, and Gawain Jones, who's actually given Mickey Adams a few problems lately, he's playing. However, obviously Adams has an outstanding chance of winning. That goes outside. In my opinion, looking at those odds, it's a bit of a joke. I mean, you could make Luke Shane, Gawain Jones shorter, arguably. Um, Gawain Jones has had a fantastic run recently. Looking at those odds, I would probably say that I would like to back Luke McShane. Now, the reason I think Luke McShane might win this year, I don't want to put too much pressure on him, but he failed in 2002, right? And that was, so we're going back 22 years, quite a long time ago. So Luke was only about 18 at the time, and he lost in the last round. This was when it was in Torquay. He lost in the last round to Ramesh, who's at the time we didn't realise how good Ramesh was, because I played Ramesh one of the earlier rounds. I drew. It was quite a deep, but I could tell he was stronger than than I thought going into the game. And he was a Sicilian defence. He played Luke McShane. In the final round, I think Luke was struggling with the pressure a little bit, and Luke lost that game. So Luke was white, and he lost that game. But obviously, Ramesh, what he's gone on to achieve in the coaching sense, he's coached Pragananda, and obviously he's got the GM title since then. So Ramesh is obviously a very strong player. And you also, I don't think Luke Michel has played the British Championships that often. So if he played it over the last 20 years, if he played it every year over the last 20 years, there's no question that he would have been a multiple winner by now. But he's very rarely played the British Championships. There's a few years where I think he did play. I think 2017 he played, and he narrowly lost a playoff to Gawain Jones. And 2018, again, he narrowly lost a playoff, this time to Michael Adams. So he's been unlucky. David Howe has also won the British Championships on several occasions. I believe he's a 3-time winner. I think he first won it in something like 2008, 2009. It was in Torquay. And he may well have retained it the next year. But I think he also won it when he was... I think he won it then the next year he would have won it was about 2014. I'm going off the top of my head here, and that would have been Aberystwyth. And then he also won another one where it was in Torquay. So he's won 2 British Championships in Torquay. So Torquay's a good venue for David Howe. However, if you go back to 2018 British in Hull, Luke Michel beat David Howe in the final round. So Luke has quite a good record against David overall, I think. And I was playing Adams in that same round, so I was an upfloat to play Adams. And the final position was a draw. I could have played on. It would have been interesting because then Adams maybe could have won it outright without a playoff. But the position, I decided to make a draw because I think I worked out I would have won like a grand. If I won, then I would have won quite a lot more, maybe like 2 or 3 grand. And would have got the glory of being a decisive result in the final round of the British Championships, handing Luke Michel the title. But obviously, if I lose, which is probably the most likely result if I play on, then you're looking at like 50 quid or something like that, right? Maybe even less. So there was potentially a big downside if I played on. Anyway, so that's the odds on the British Championships. Interested to see what you think. I've also priced people like Bod Hanna up 500 to 1. Is someone like Simon too big, right? With his odds, because he's obviously a grandmaster. I don't think so, because the problem is you have to price everybody up. And going beyond Shreyas Royal, then you suddenly get it's very hard to win, I think, beyond that. Because Shreyas, I think, is 2,600 strength already. So he was also somebody who has a legitimate chance of winning. But if you go down to, say, like a typical 2,400 player, they've got to get a GM norm level performance. If I played in the British, I'm playing off 24-25. I've got to play, I've got to get a GM norm to have any chance of winning it, I think. Because let's say you play David Howe in round 3 or round 4. Let's say you get a draw in that game. The next game is against Luke Michel, right? You get a result in that game. You see where I'm going with this? It's just very difficult. You have to play well above your rating to finish in the top 5 to win it. I'd have to have the best performance of my career, no question. So it's possible, but it's just very unlikely. So it's an interesting situation going into the tournament. The one thing I would say, though, if you are playing and you're an outsider, it's 9 rounds. It's a Swiss tournament. The top guys will have to play each other. That kind of cancels themselves out to some degree. So if you're on, say, 4.5 out of 6, they're on 5 out of 6. They're playing each other. You play someone else, they all draw. You can catch them up. And then you've only got, 2 rounds left. Anything can happen in 2 games, yeah? So it's not inconceivable that an outsider could win this. Amit Gartsi is someone else who has a chance. So it's interesting to see what you think. It's also interesting the first prize is £10,000 again. I think that's partly why the top players have been lured back to play. David Howe hasn't played for several years. Luke Michel has not played for several years. They're playing again because they're probably getting a big fee. In my opinion, it's possible they're getting a big fee to play, a big starting fee. There's also an Olympiad year, so it's important that they play maybe before the Olympiad to kind of get into form for that tournament. So there's a few interesting scenarios, but my tip to win the British Championships this year is Luke Michel. Does anyone else have any opinions on the British Championships? Please let me know in the comments down below. Thank you.